Alright, hey guys, this is DC with Megane Brigade. We have Jude Paris, who got top 8 at our Springfest with what deck?
I got to play Crimsons today.
Alright, cool. Alright, so let's get down to the deck profile.
Alright, so starting off the 3 lineup, I play 1 Tembu.
Okay, can you turn around the cards for me?
1 Tembu, and then 4 copies of Inferno Armor Dragon.
Inferno Armor Swaggin.
Dude, this card, it carries me. It carried me in the other regional I played with Dragon World, and it carried me this. I feel like this card's a staple. Tembu is nice, but he doesn't bring to the table what Inferno Armor does, because people can respond to Tembu, people can bounce stuff, but Inferno, even though you're guaranteed 1 pop with Tembu, and you're guaranteed at least 1 pop with Inferno, but Inferno just gets more value, the body's bigger, and dungeon as well.
You'll never escape. You'll never escape
this, and this is pillarable, which is why I really didn't like it. And I only called it once. Most of the time it ended up going to gauge through a knuckle charge or into the soul of a drum. So it was subpar, but I probably would bump it up. Onto the 2s, I played 2 copies of Super Armor Dragon, Drum Baker Dragon.
Here, turn it around.
This card was really amazing for me. It clogged quite a little bit, which is why I only played the 2, but at the same time, when it hit the field, it was really, really clutch. It just, being able to sit on this and being able to Dragon Barrier and just having the constant penetrate without having to rely on a weapon is really nice. And for the rest of the size 2 lineup, we play 8 drums. So 4 Crimson Battler drum, and then 4 regular drum. Regular drum was Crimson Battler drum was really clutch, but regular drum was, I felt so about it.
Would you play it again?
What?
Would you play him again?
Probably. I would, if anything, I would probably cut these for Fang Slades. Just go for a 3-3 line and then have 2 Fang Slade. Because not having the move ability and having to use the card that I'll show later in the deck for the move is just kind of...
Well, what would you switch the buddy to? Because I know you got that sick buddy rare.
I would probably switch buddy to Ignited Dragon, because Ignited Dragon is the only monster. Ignited Dragon or Inferno Armor Dragon, more than likely Inferno Armor Dragon, because I never side him out, and I'm always guaranteed to call it. I'm never guaranteed to call it turn 1 like this drum or this drum, but Inferno will hit field every game.
Alright.
Moving on to the size 1s, I played 4 Crimson Battler Ignited Dragon. This card is 3/2/1, but if you have a Fist Equip, he becomes a 3K, 3 critical on attack. I really like them because the 3K is nice, because the one thing I feared all day but didn't see until the very last round was Death Talika. Like, this deck is just auto lose to Death Talika, and game 2, pray that you get it. So it helped. It helped all day. I didn't see any Talika. It came in. It was alright. I don't think I would change it. I don't think I would change it out for anything. Maybe cut it down to 3, or maybe cut it completely in favor of a Rapier clone for Crimson. But for now, it's fine. And then the last 4, I played 2 Crimson Battler Guns Knuckle, and then 2 Crimson Battler Shoulder. This card's adorable, first off. It's cute. Just being able to drop a 1/3/1, turn 1, just swinging for 3, and then just having it be killed off next turn, or being able to call it to the side, have drum beat over something, then still have a 3 crit monster go in. And then this was quite helpful with the penetrate, because like, say you're playing against a Dragon World mirror match and you have this and drum out in the field and you have a knuckle, link attack the center, there's no way they can nullify it, and if they don't have the Drago energy, if it has a small defense, they're going to take like 5 damage to the face right there. So it was really nice. And then the last 2, Boomerang Dragon. I would probably bump this up and cut Break Shoulder to play 2 more of these. The only reason I played 2 is because I was afraid 4 would clog, because while Boomerang is a really good card, it's also just I feel like it's not enough this format with all the size 3 decks that are floating around. So 2 is fine for me. Onto the spells. I play 2 Dragonic Grimoire. Probably the MVP of the spell lineup, just because you can win games that you probably weren't supposed to win just because of a top deck Grimoire. Next spells, 3 Dragon Barrier. I play Dragon Barrier over Drago Energy in this list, simply because you cast Drago Energy, your opponent casts Drago Energy, get got. You lose right there.
Yeah.
This guarantees your monster will stay on the field. This makes it so even if they link attack and say you get like 1 hit off of Inferno and then you don't have anything else to pop, next turn, your opponent's turn, they link attack Inferno, cast this, now they have targets on field, you pop another target, and it makes it so that your 2s last longer without having the risk of losing the Drago Energy war.
Yeah, and it also protects Soul Guard Turret.
Yeah, and also protects Soul Guard. So in the Aussie matchup, it's really nice. And then 3 Dragonic Formation.
How'd that card work out for you?
It was amazing. Every time I had a drum on field, it was really nice. It allowed me to play more freely with my field and my weapons, because I could call like Inferno to the right or left, and then, okay, they'll try and poke with a small monster with huge crit, formation it to the center, and then they don't have enough to link attack over, so they just have to pass turn.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. And then the 8 obligatory Shield World Shields. I don't think there's really anything that needs to be said about
Maximum Shield World, dude.
Yeah. Onto weapons. I played 4 Steel Fist Drago Knuckle. Crimsons normally don't need much gauge, but my build is very gauge heavy, so Knuckle helps with that. It also helps promote the OTK with the impacts, so that's why I have it in there. It's really weak when it comes to link attacking though. It sucks having a link attack with this. It's just like the worst, unless I already have an abundance of gauge, in which case I'm probably already winning though, so it's alright. And 3 Crimson Fist Drago Blaze. I mainly played it just because of 3 crit, and I know all my Knuckles have a weak on the attack, which is fine because I have the drum and the Inferno to clear the center before going in with the weapons, which was my mindset. And the 3 crit is just enough to hit Talika. If anything, I would probably cut Knuckle and a Drago Blaze, maybe for like something like Sunfist, maybe, just so I can hit over stuff more. But it was fine. And last, the impacts. I played 2 Gigantic Crusher. This is the new Gargantua. Being able to have a Gargantua for 3 gauge, but the only requirement is having a fist equip is just, I don't want to say broken because that word gets thrown around too much, but it does make the OTK a lot more consistent.
Yeah, and you know, Dragon World usually always had a fist equip, right?
Yeah, so like you were already playing Knuckle before, so it was like most Dragon World decks already played Knuckle before, so it's an easy transition. And then the last impact, 5th Omni Divine Arts Howling Storm. Only casted this twice.
Why'd you play it?
I played it because the burn damage. I play any card that seems unorthodox is in the deck mainly because of Talika, because I feared that matchup like the devil, and it's odd because there were only 2 Talikas in tournament that day, and I only ended up playing one of them and they didn't drop Talika on me. This actually won me the game though in my Talika matchup, because I casted this to destroy his Graveyard and just deal the damage, and he tried to respond with Devil Stigma, then I'm like, you can't respond with Devil Stigma in the final phase, so it's like, good game right there. So it was nice. Side deck was pretty irrelevant, but I do remember most of the cards. I mainly sided for Talika, because that's what I was afraid of, but I sided, it was either 2 or 3 surveys. These went in mainly, not for Talika, but for Dungeon and for Skull Warriors, because their set spells are annoying. I don't like dealing with Hades Fall, especially if my opponent already like knows me as a person, because I like size 3. He'll just put a size 3 in Hades Fall and then just like completely ruin my day. The other side deck cards were one of the impact that you move a monster in your opponent's center to the side, mainly for Talika. 2 Grand Rail, also for Talika. If I can't beat through center, I'm going to burn them. And I believe 1 Gargantua Blade, just for more destruction. I didn't touch my side. These, all day, I didn't really touch my side deck. These went in against the 1 Skull Warrior player. And then all my anti-Talika stuff, which was the 3 size 3s, the 2 Grand Rail, and the 1 Gargantua Blade Dragon, as well as the 1 impact that moves. Those were the only 4 cards I set in against Talika. The rest of the side deck, I do not remember because it was pretty much irrelevant. But yeah, this was my list. Any more questions you want to ask?
Yeah. How was top 8 for you?
Top 8 was brutal. I played against Ozzy. I personally thought Ozzy was a bad deck. I don't think it's a bad deck anymore. I know Ozzy's great now. I don't know how they do it, but they always have the Divine Dragon creation. They'll always have the answers. It just, being able to draw those, starting off with 4 cards seemed like inconsistent as hell to me, but they're able to just turbo, get the Ozzy out, and I struggled against Ozzy.
Yeah.
I struggled more. I misplayed like hella hard against Ozzy too. So I know the matchup now, but Oculta hurts this deck so much because
that's the sword, right?
Yeah, the sword, because it nullifies the penetrate. It doesn't even matter if your drum has soul guard, because like you're depending on having a dragon barrier and a drum in order to survive that turn. Like the sword, they'll turbo through Talika, and Talika doesn't even matter. If Talika gets to hit, then it gets to hit. But once they get the sword, that's where everything falls apart, because then you have to start link attacking just to hit, and then they'll just have the shield. So I struggle against Talika. He got game 1. Game 2, I managed to get him down to 1 life, and then he just came back from there and dropped the Talika, and it was all over.
Okay, yeah. No, this is that's the Ozzy, right? Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks for the deck profile, man. Congrats on your top 8 finish. And we'll see you later, guys.
#WeKiri now.